supposed to last 50, 60, 70 years, lasted like 10 years. The King of Spain in like 1580 outlawed using cypress as an exterior lumber on any kind of boats. Well, they would see the Indians take a tree, like that size, cut it down, and make 4 or 5 good canoes out of it, and they would pass down for generations. Well, they're using it in fresh water. When they're done with it, even if they take it out in the salt water, when they're done with it, they rinse it off and then flip it upside down so it dries out. You can't do that to a ship. It's stuck in the water. They just turn into nothing. Bald cypress trees that have fallen down or have died for one reason or another, you can harvest all you want and you can use the lumber. Cypress trees are some of the most expensive swamp lumber. They'll find them down in the mud that's been there for hundreds of years, and they actually have wormholes. There's a specific kind of worm that burrows through it once it's in the water, and the slime that the worm puts off makes it turn bluish and reddish and purple and different colors in all these little knot holes or the wormholes. A stump, and I am not kidding you, I've seen a stump. Let me see that tree. Yeah, it was bigger than most of these trees, about twice as big as this tree here. It was 4.5 foot tall, probably 3 foot around. It sold for about $17,000 because it had the wormholes going all the way through it. You could pour a bottle of water right on the top and it would literally drain through all these wormholes, come all the way at the bottom. The artist who bought it for $17,000 turned around and made several pieces out of it and turned that $17,000 into roughly $1.4 million. I'm like, what? He had a small shop over here in Cocoa Beach. He would do, like they do ice sculptures. He would do chainsaw sculptures out of wood for people right then, if he didn't have anything going on. He ended up going to jail for 12 years, something to do with tax fraud. I'm not sure what, but I mean, guy turned 17,000 into 1.2 million, and was living like a bicycle and a wagon. I'm like, you have a storefront in downtown Cocoa, which is the most expensive real estate around. Somebody's doing something wrong. But inside the state park, you can't see it right now, but we have squirrels, turkeys, rabbits, armadillos, possums, coyotes, bobcats, black Florida panthers, wild black bears, white-tailed deer, feral hogs, you name it, it's in here.
What park are we in?
The Tosahatchee. We actually have huntsman spiders in here too. Huntsman spider is probably the biggest, ugliest spider you could possibly want to see, and I don't see any around, and I'm glad.
Thank God.
They get to be, I'm not kidding you, with the legs spread on them as big as my hand. They are absolutely huge.
Huntsman spider, next Google search.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We have several different species of spiders, but the huntsman is I'm not afraid of spiders, but I prefer, like, we were out in Arizona one time, and they were playing with the tarantulas. No, sorry, no. Yeah, I don't care if it's been deveined or whatever, they take the poison out of them. Nope, not doing it. Not playing with spiders. I'll play with snakes, not poisonous, but I'll play with snakes, but I ain't playing with spiders.
What about snakes? What kind of snakes do you have in here?
They say, but I haven't seen any. I've seen 6 snakes entirely since Christmas, and 4 of those 6 were non-venomous. We have water snakes, black racers, red rat snakes. We supposedly have water moccasins. I have yet to see them. On the north side of the river, you see them on the north side of State Road 50. The sawgrass is 10, 12 foot tall. There's snakes galore up there. But down here, because of the cows and the open range and stuff, we have so many pigs on the south side, the pigs will stomp and eat a snake. They like eating snakes. They like eating baby gators. They'll eat anything.
Oh, wow.
I was going to say pigs eat anything.
Yeah, pigs will eat anything. You want to get rid of a human body, throw it in a pig pen, the only thing left will be the teeth because they can't digest them. They literally can digest everything else.
Oh, my goodness.
We do have rattlesnakes in here. We actually seen a pygmy rattlesnake at the guava trees, which we'll probably end up there in a little bit if it's not too windy down here. We have wild guava trees out here, and this one bank has got a bunch of palm trees, the guava trees, and persimmons all up in there. And when they start blooming late in the fall season, the alligators line up in the river all the way around this bank because they know that all the game animals are going to be coming swimming across there to go get the guavas, and they ambush them. I mean, they'll eat deer. I mean, I've seen raccoons swimming across there. I've seen possums, armadillos, you name it. I've seen it swimming across the creek or the river trying to get to those guavas. It's like you're thinking the best perfume you could possibly put on to attract a male. That's what that guavas do to them animals. It's just like they're mesmerized.
We're dying for
what
it.
alligators? What is? 3 weeks ago when this water started coming in, this is all rainwater, by the way. The St. Johns River, the first 100 miles is rainwater.
Is that how high the water goes?
That right there is our hurricane 100-year flood stage. We got there Hurricane Irma 2017. We got there Hurricane Faye 2008. Sometime back in the 70s we got there. Sometime back in the 30s we got there. In
To where the
20s
tree
we
line's
got
at.
there.
Wow.
I'm not sure how we'd call it a 100-year flood mark when we've got there like 9 times just in the last 100 years. On those big trees, whenever after a good rain, there is right at almost to the top of that split is a mark, and then 12 inches above that. The other day I was in there, I was standing on top of this cooler, and it had just rained, and my hand was right at the top flood mark.
Wow.
So you can, I mean, that's how deep this water's been in here. Is
Wow.
well, we're almost 10 feet up. My hand's almost 10 feet off the bottom.
Wow.
That's a lot of rain.
No, is it?